drop a heart me. That's it. Just drop a heart me. Say, hey, girly pop. Say, hey, my bumping bestie. Or whatever, you know? And then ask a question. Just a little word of advice for you. Ooh, that oil treatment is doing me right, honey. She is doing me. Hey, girl, hey! Welcome in, everybody. We're about to start. We're going to read those court documents that I'm sure everybody under the sun has read, but they don't read them the way I do. Oh, fuck. There's a giant piece. Oh, get it. No. This fucking shit has torn my hair, my scalp, to pieces, y'all. This bleaching, not really. It's fine. But I did wash my hair for the first time today in a week and 1 day. So, yeah. But I did an oil treatment and then put my bonnet over it to settle in. All right, let's pull these docs up. Okay, what are these? I don't even know what these documents are. It feels amazing. I have no idea what these documents are, by the way. Somebody just sent them to me and I was like, yeah, I'll read them. Why not? So these could be about somebody that I don't even know. I have not gone over them. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Actually, I don't want to use this one. I want to use a different stand. Yeah, we'll use her. Okay. The spirit lead me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pooh. Now, let's hope. Oh, no. Don't flip. What the fuck, bitch? With your fat face. Not at that angle. How do I take this damn green screen off? Oh. Okay. You know what? I don't think I need to see it. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Spirit lead me. Hold on, you guys. Here we go. Purr. Purr, purr, purr. I'm already on D&D. I've just started doing that as like a principle for whenever I go live. I'm doing I'm doing well, Clorenzer. Hey, Danny. Hi, everyone. If I miss you, my apologies. Okay. Are we starting? We're starting. If you're new here, please drop your daily heart me. Hit the follow button. Also, click the backup account that's linked in my bio. Follow my backup account. I have 2 others. Shelby Says So 1, 2, 3, and 4 all belong to me. Don't forget to click the Linktree link in my bio. And follow me on all other platforms. Instagram, YouTube, favorited, FO, if you want to see whole pics or whatever. I don't know. Okay. So what is this? This is an ex parte opposition. Responsive declaration to request for order. Child custody, visitation, parenting time. I'm not sure why this is blacked out at the top. I didn't do that. Somebody else did. Attorney's fees and costs. I have completed and filed a current income and expense declaration to support my response declaration. I do not consent to the order requested, but I consent to the following order. I respectfully request to the court to A, deny John's ex parte RFO entirely and not set it for hearing. B, order John to pay $10,000. You got me fucked up and twisted. I cannot right now. Okay, calm down. Calm down. It's okay. You just started. Okay. In FC 271 sanctions for bringing yet another frivolous ex parte RFO. C, order that I am allowed to travel with W to Corpus Christi, Texas to see my family 11/24 through 11/30/25. Order that I satisfied the court's 8/27/25 order for me to take a parenting class. Please see attached declarations for details. Time for service / time until hearing. But I consent to the following order. John did not notice a request for a hearing on a shortened time, so one should not be set, nor should this frivolous RFO be set on the court's regular calendar. 9. Facts to support my responsive declaration are listed below. The facts that I write and attach to this form cannot be longer than 10 pages unless the court gives me permission. I respectfully request the court to A, deny John's ex parte RFO entirely and not set it for hearing. B, order John to pay $10K. That's going to piss me off every time I read it. $10K in FC 271 sanctions for bringing yet another frivolous ex parte RFO. C, order that I am allowed to travel with W to Corpus Christi, Texas to see my family. Okay, so same thing that we already read. Okay, so we're going to turn the comments off. While this is being read, and then when I'm done reading the part, like we'll take breaks. Hayden, Hayden, I don't know if you're gonna be here the whole time, but you're gonna do comments for now. Hayden will be the only one that turns comments on and off, just so there's no confusion with moderators. And then yeah, there's that. Okay, so restraining order after hearing. We've already read this. No, yes. This part is old, if I'm not mistaken. It is. I've already read this. This is what she was ordered. This is what was ordered after court this last time. Bree is then, I guess, responding to, there was an RFO. Hold on. Spirit lead me. When was this ex parte filed? I don't know when it was filed, or was it 10/21? What's today? Where are we? What day is it? Oh my God. I've already went over all this. I'm not going over this again. Sorry, guys. So we're going to have to get to a place. I have not gone over this. Right? Correct. Spirit lead me. Okay, here we go. Superior Court of the State of California for the County of Los Angeles Central District. In the matter of John Giese, petitioner, and Brianna Olsen, respondent. 1. I, Brianna Olsen, hereby declare as follows. I am the respondent in the above titled action. I offer my declaration in lieu of personal testimony pursuant to 2009 and 2015.5 of the Code of Civil Procedure and Rule 1225 of the California Rules of Court. I offer this declaration in lieu of my personal testimony pursuant to marriage. This is old. No? No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. My bad. Marriage of Steve Knott, 1984, 154, California Appellate 3D 1051. 1059 and Reifler versus Superior Court 1974. I'm not reading that every single time, just so we're clear. Petitioner hereinafter John and I share one son, WDG, not reading his name. Section 2, request. I respectfully request the court to A, deny John's ex parte RFO entirely and not set it for hearing. B, order John to pay $10K in FC 271 sanctions for bringing yet another frivolous ex parte RFO. Bree, spell frivolous quickly. C, order that I am allowed to travel with W to Corpus Christi, Texas to see my family 11/24 through 11/30/25. D, order that I satisfied the court's 8/27/25 order for me to take a parenting class. Sorry, I'm hot. I gotta crank these fans up real quick. If y'all hear them, sorry, but I'm sweating. Parenting class through my completion of a course on the LACS approved list. Section 3, no ex parte basis for RFO. On 9/2/25, on our family wizard, OFW, John and I agreed for my October visit with W in Texas to be 10/17 through 10/23/25. We also agreed to stick to the pickup time and location we used for the September visit. I sent him the Airbnb address on OFW 2 weeks before my visit on 10/3/25. He read the message 10 minutes later, but did not respond. I messaged him on 10/17/25 before the pickup time and confirmed I would be at the exchange location at the 10 a.m. time we agreed to, and John's response was, hopefully. Sorry, it's not funny. I'm sorry, it's not funny, y'all. Out. Why is he so petty? Oh, outside of these... Hold on, I need a second. Outside of these pre-visit conversations with John, I have not heard from him at all since I picked up W on 10/17/25, except for a single message on 10/19/25. He requested a picture, and I sent him one a few hours later of W and Chrome, mine and W's dog. Oh, is it you and W's dog? I thought that was you and Santos's dog. It's kind of crazy to have a dog with a child that you don't have custody of. That's a weird thing to say, but that I brought with me, watching a Disney movie at the Airbnb. If there was an emergency here warranting this motion, why have I only received a single message from my co-parent over the last 3 days that I have had our son, and just to ask for a picture of W? See, because here's the thing, Brianna. He doesn't come to you when there's an emergency. He goes to the proper channels so that things can be handled accordingly. Because you have proven time and time again that you don't know how to be a co-parent, nor do you care when there is an emergency, because you're usually the one that puts your child in those situations. So that would be why he didn't go to you. But, again, never mind. Just shut up, Shelby. Section 4. Per what my lawyer explained to me, the California rules of court are very clear as to what can warrant an emergency motion being filed on child custody and visitation issues. This is not one of those situations. W is not endangered. John is doing his usual, trying to micromanage and control every aspect of my life involving W, and trying to put public attention on himself again after online interest in this case faded following the conclusion of the DVRO trial. Most foul about all of this, I'm screaming. Brianna, do you want to talk about foul? Let's take a whiff of that vagina. Is that I still have W with me through to 10/23/25. I am now being forced to spend my visitation time with W on this ex parte RFO. I mean, it's not like you were actually spending it with him. I mean, you had no issues taking time out of spending time with your son the other day to go live with Santos. Or schedule a potential date night with Santos and dump him off on your mother or root beer. But now we're concerned about having to spend time doing other things. Got it. Love that journey for us. Section 5. Per CRC Rule 5.151B1, D2, and D5, if John is filing this ex parte RFO to prevent an immediate danger or irreparable harm to the child involved in the matter, he is required to provide a declaration containing facts within the personal knowledge of the declarant that make an affirmative factual showing of irreparable harm or immediate danger to W. Unless John admits to stalking the Airbnb where I have been, staying with W, and or planting cameras there without my knowledge or consent, he has zero personal knowledge of what I have been doing during my visitation time with W. He has not called, FaceTimed, text, or messaged me on OFW about W the last 3 days I have had our son, except for that single message on 10/19/25 asking for a picture of W, which I promptly sent. Go ahead and turn on the comments. We can talk about it because I have a couple of things I want to input here. I'm going to do a bump real quick, you guys. Wipe your nose. Okay. So we're going to go up here. What happened, Amber? So I just want to point out in this little section here where she's talking about John must have been stalking or placed cameras. So here's the thing, Brianna. You yourself have a problem with putting stuff on social media, right? You like to post videos and shit on your fucking, what's it called? What's that? Snapchat? Where you forget that the internet is like the FBI. So let's just read this section. Unless John admits to stalking the Airbnb where I have been staying with W and or planting cameras there without my knowledge or consent, he has zero personal knowledge of what I've been doing during my visitation time with W. So you're telling me that we would have absolutely no idea things that could have possibly happened during your visitation time unless John himself stalked your Airbnb or placed cameras there without your knowledge or permission. That is what you're telling the court right now. That's the only way. So when his attorneys submit actual exhibits of you posting shit online and going live during your visits with W, what is your response going to be to that? I just want to know. And I'll wait. Oh, okay. Nobody had anything? Not to mention she is the one who told everyone about the motion in the first place. That part. Hi, Melissa. How are you, baby? So I'm just a little confused how that could be the only reason. I'm just... Okay. All right. Well, comments off. Thank you. Section 6. Since this RFO is seeking to modify child custody and visitation, the CRC also requires John to make a showing that there will be immediate harm to W pursuant FC 3064B or immediate risk that W will be removed from California. W is in Texas with me per the court's order, so the latter situation does not apply. FC 3064B requires John to show I have either committed a new act of DV or an act of SA against W. At the conclusion of our, like, the fact that this is even a thing breaks my heart for W, but at the conclusion of our DVRO trial less than 2 months ago, the court already made a finding that I had not committed any acts of DV towards W, and John has never made any allegations of SA against me. As the court can see in John's lawyer's ex parte notice email we received this morning, the full thread between counsel is attached as Exhibit A. The notice provided does not accuse me of abusing Winter in any way, which means John cannot meet the minimum threshold for bringing this RFO on an emergency basis. Therefore, the court must deny John's RFO and not set it for hearing, and I am seeking FC 271 sanctions in the amount of $10,000 for having to defend myself against yet another frivolous ex parte motion. Her requesting any kind of, like, monetary anything pisses me the fuck off. Pisses me off, just so we're clear. Section 7. This ex parte RFO is the 6th ex parte request John has filed in this case in just 16 months, and all of these have not gone John's way on an ex parte basis except for one. 5324 DVRO number 1, all denied. 5324 denied and not set for hearing. 11525 granted by Judge Nord, ordering all of my visits to be in California. John and Ms. Butnick immediately claimed this order was wrong and began filing more things to fix it. 12125 denied and not set for hearing. 32425 granted as to date, time, and location of exchange of W in California. I received supervised visits in Texas. And 32725 DVRO number 2, all denied again on a temporary basis except for order not to abuse. Can we just back up for a second? So let me just reread what she just said, right? This ex parte RFO is the 6th ex parte request John has filed in this case in just 16 months, and all of these have not gone John's way on an ex parte basis except for one. Just one, right? So she lists this one, 5324, denied. 53124, denied. 11525, granted. Okay, there's one, right? Granted. That would mean it went in John's favor, right? One. mhm. 121.25 denied and not set for hearing. 324.25 granted. As to date, time, and location, that's 2. I understand numbers are hard, Brianna. 327.25 all denied except the temporary basis for order not to abuse. Therefore, it wasn't fully denied. Part of it was granted. That's 3. Tomorrow we'll work on colors, Pookie. You fucking idiot. The orders from these 6 ex parte requests are all attached as Exhibit B. Looking at this data alongside the request John is making in his latest motion, it is hard not to assume he is filing another frivolous motion just to harass me, increase my legal fees, and to get the spotlight back on him, since the focus on our case has greatly diminished on social media after our DVRO trial finished. Let me explain something to you, Brianna. This isn't some fucking production. This isn't a show. Like, are you okay? What are you talking about? Get the spotlight back on him. Only you would think of that in this situation. Per John's own testimony at that trial, and as the court confirmed in the trial orders, it is no secret that John makes a lot of money online talking about this case in winter. He hardly speaks about this case. Be so fucking for real. Even if you don't fuck with John, you have to come to grips with reality. You have to. Like, people, it's time to start getting so fucking for real. There's an actual child involved. He does not just sit around talking about this case all the time. We know about the majority of the things that we know about because of Brianna. Let's be so serious. Section 8. Santos is not at my visit. Ms. Butnick's email today stated that she and John understood Santos has been present throughout the visit in violation of the DVRO, among other issues that will be addressed. You mean addressed? More thoroughly in our filing. What those other issues are, we do not know, as Ms. Butnick, again, violated the CRC by not noticing us on those allegations. Again, how John has any personal knowledge of what Winter and I are doing during this visit is perplexing, unless he admits to stalking me at the Airbnb or planting cameras on the property without my knowledge or consent. You can turn the comments on. I'm going to finish reading this and then we're going to pause. Item 21 on the DV-130 from the court's 8/27/25 orders on the DVRO gives John the right to record communications made by me that violate the DVRO. Sitting outside of my Airbnb watching me and or planting cameras on the property is far outside of this allowance and would be considered DV by John on me. The motion was denied. What's the argument? I don't understand. What do you mean, what's the argument? Sorry, I'm pulling a piece of shit out of my hair. Not actual shit. Motion for her and her attorney to find another descriptive word than thou. I'm hollering right now. So I'm just gonna also Texas is a one-party consent state, and he's the only one that can consent for baby W. So I just want to say though that this whole argument that the only way he would know is pissing me off, because she knows what she's doing. She's trying to plant a seed into right? Because for her, the only thing that matters is the court of public opinion. She could care less about anything that actually happens in court. Let's be abundantly clear. Brianna Olsen does not give a fuck about her child. I don't know what I have. I don't know. Maybe I'll read them tomorrow. I don't know what all I have. I have to go through everything. I'm not going to lie to you. This got sent to me and I opened it and hit live. Because I was on a break, and then I was like, let me go back early and see what's going on. But, sorry, let me get back on track. My point is that she only cares how it paints him out to look publicly with the public, right? So, she knows that by making this crazy accusation, her idiotic followers, because that's what they are, right? Got it. Thank you, Hayden. Will you go in and just comment in whatever section you put them in, or just tell me? I keep losing my train of thought. You get what I'm saying, though, right? Like, you understand that, like, this whole, like, narrative of, like, he has to be stalking me is so fucking outside of the scope of possibilities. Not only that, ma'am, he's also documenting huge portions of his life while you have W. Like, we're also seeing him in real time experience life while you have the baby. Not only that, you are the one putting your visitations on the internet. You're constantly updating Snapchat. You're constantly going live. You're the reason we know. Has nothing to do with him. Be so fucking for real. Okay, comments can go off. Section 9. Santos has not been present during my visit with W at all. On 10/15/25, we received an email from Miss Butnick accusing me of violating this order before I had even flown out to Texas because I mentioned online that Santos would be traveling to Texas. Santos is from Texas, has a child and other that he doesn't see. Let's be abundantly clear. And other family in Texas and has regular business in Texas. What business? Enlighten us. Since we're bringing it to the public, Brianna, go ahead and say what business he has in Texas. Please, I'll wait. I am pregnant with Santos's baby. You motherfucking piece of shit liar. You are disgusting, Brianna Olsen. I hope you understand you are a fucking piece of shit. You are not pregnant with anybody's child. There is nothing wrong with Santos being in Texas while I am, as long as he is not with me when I am with W, and I have not violated that order. Okay, we'll see. We did not fly to Texas on the same flights, nor are we returning to California on the same flights. He arrived in Dallas on 10/14 out of LAX and leaves 10/22 to Burbank, and I arrived 10/15 out of LAX and leave on 10/23 to LAX. So you think because your flights are different that means that there's not a possibility of him being there? Are you still both in Dallas at the exact same time? Is there video of him potentially in the background? Could somebody have seen him enter or exit said Airbnb? I'm not saying who. I'm just saying, could somebody have seen that? Could it be documented of him going in and out of said Airbnb, Brianna? I don't know. You tell me, unless you wheeled him in a suitcase. It's a possibility, Pooks. Sorry. Where are we at? In the same email, Ms. Butnick also attempted to give ex parte notice for 10/17/25, the day my visit was to start. And despite the notice of unavailability pleading attached as Exhibit C that my attorney filed and served nearly 2 weeks prior, my attorney's notice period of unavailability was 10/13 to 10/17/25, and she was halfway across the country dealing with a family emergency during that time. I understand it is sanctionable pursuant to case law in California to notice an ex parte, serve something with a deadline, etc., for dates that fall within a notice of unavailability pleading that has been served. Doing this also seems very unprofessional, especially because you're the queen of being professional, Pookie. Fucking idiot. Especially considering the non-emergency nature of the allegations raised in this email. Section 10. Ms. Butnick's 10/15/25 email was sent the same day Santos was at the Airbnb with me, which again is allowed because I was not picking up W until 10/17/15 at 10 a.m. Santos was there with me on 10/15. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I'm just making sure. Santos was there with me on 10/15 through 10/16/25, moving in and setting up. What are you moving in, bitch? You're there for a week. The fuck are we moving in? This isn't your house. You didn't purchase a home and you're now furnishing it. Like, what are we talking about? He was there to help me move in. Y'all are about the fucking dumbest of dum-dums ever. Everything I needed for my visit for W. He did not want me doing too much manual labor since I am not pregnant. The timing of Taylor's email seems to confirm that John was stalking my Airbnb, or he gave out the address to others to stalk me there. As my attorney told Ms. Butnick this morning via email, we feel that John gave out my Airbnb address because I have noticed multiple strangers loitering around the property since I checked in. So what are you, the fucking, you're the crazy old lady in the neighborhood peeking out the blinds all day? How would you know people are loitering around the neighborhood? Also, you do understand it's a neighborhood, Einstein. People fucking walk around. Nobody is there stalking you. Stop. John is the only person I gave the address to. That's a lie. Santos has it. Hold on, let me go ahead and turn the camera around so that you can see my face, Brianna. You just lied. John is not the only person who has the fucking address, because you just admitted 2 sentences earlier that Santos was there with you. Therefore, he has the address. And for someone who has a fucking history of leaking Airbnb addresses, it sounds a lot more likely that he leaked it than the person who's never leaked an address, especially when the only concern of his is the safety of his child. John is the only person I gave the address to. I did not post or discuss any of my flight information online, just that I would be in Texas soon for my visit with W. And I took a rideshare to the rental from the airport. Thus, the only way random strangers would know. Thank you for the hand hearts, you guys. Thank you for all the gifts, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Okay, big love. All those hand hearts. I see you, Pooks. Only way random strangers would know where I am staying with W would be through John. John clearly knows by now, I think is what they meant to say. His fans are unruly. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Doxing me at Walmart in Texas when I was shopping for W's birthday there. Oh, you mean when you and Valet and Santos were all wearing matching dresses and one of your fans showed up and got the same little dress and followed you around? One of your fans. Because you document every place that you go to, right? Got it. Okay. It's not hard to figure out. Like, what are we talking about? Emailing and calling my attorney about this case repeatedly. Emailing the professional monitor company we were using about this case. The list goes on and on. John's fans are clearly unhinged. So if he really cared to protect the safety of our son, he would have more common sense than to give out my Airbnb address to send people to spy on me. But it appears that is exactly what he did, which is disturbing. The language of this is disturbing. Let me be abundantly clear. The language used in this response is fucking disgusting, Brianna. You should be ashamed of yourself. Section 11. John is asking for an order that I not post the location of my visits with W, yet I have never once done this online. I only ever say I am coming to Texas to see W. At my Airbnbs for the September and current visits, I have not posted about the location, nor shown the outside of the rentals, the street they sit on, etc., to ensure no one online can find us using those context clues. Hey, here's a good one. Oh, here's a little piece of advice for you, Brianna. Why don't you provide a piece of fucking proof? So why don't you tell Santos to go digging around in his little fucking group of hoodlums that he's friends with and pay one of them to be a little actor loitering around the property? Because I find it crazy that you have not one video of anyone loitering around the property. You're telling me that you saw someone loitering around the property with only you and your son inside. You never called the police, and you have not one fucking video showing proof of this. That's what you're trying to convince any of us of, especially the court. Be so fucking for real. Where am I at? I'm not posting my location nor showing the outside of the rentals, the street they sit on, etc., to ensure no one online can find us using those context clues. While I had supervised visits, I never posted about a public place I took W2. For example, several months ago, I talked about maybe wanting to take W2. You are the biggest liar I have ever met in my entire life. Hold on. Did you not just forget on your last visit, the week prior to your visitation, you quite literally told the entire fucking internet that you wanted to take W to the Texas State Fair? The Texas State Fair is only in one location. Nobody has to doesn't do any investigating. Nobody has to look into it. You told them, I want to take my baby in public to a public event that stays in the same location. But in this, you're claiming, you're lying to the court, by the way, saying that you've never once did that. I love that lying journey for you, Pooks. I would never notify the public in advance as to W and I's location. I was worried about our safety when a random stranger took pictures of us and the monitor at an indoor playground during a supervised visit a few months ago and posted them on TikTok. This was the main reason we asked Ms. Butnick if John would consider trying a non-professional monitor so I could move from place to place when something like this happened, which was not allowed by the monitor company we were using, and John refused. Section 12. When my attorney explained to Ms. Butnick on 10/15/25 that Santos traveling with me and or being in Texas at the same time I am, mentioning he has family and business there, is not a violation of any order, Ms. Butnick would not respond further to this meet and confer effort. There we go. In fact, when Mrs. Fonseca tried to follow up on 10/17/25 for a response, she said, I have no intention of responding substantively to your accusations and legal arguments, if that's what you mean by a response. The 10:15 to 10/17/25 email thread between counsel is attached as Exhibit D. John's requests there are all about control and micromanaging my life, not anything to do with real concerns he has over my time with our child. John will continue to bury me in litigation like this until he is sanctioned. Bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't even... What does sanctioned mean, Bree? Spell it and then define it, please. Let me get through these next three and then we'll open up the comments. Section 13. Court denied John's request to not post W online already. It is shocking to see John making yet another... I need water. Making yet another request to prohibit me from posting W online when the court has already denied this request countless times, including at the DVRO trial less than 2 months ago. The court took great care on 8/27/25 when giving this part of the orders, covering in grave detail why the court cannot and will not make this type of order as to either party. The judge opined she could not make this type of order under the First Amendment, and that it was clear that both parties make money online by talking about and posting about W. I don't know that she said that, but okay. Section 14. This morning, we contacted the court reporter from the afternoon session of that day in court, Miss Anna Montesinos, for an update on the transcript that we paid for back on 9/2/25. She said in her email attached as Exhibit E that the transcript should be completed today. Assuming... Oh, wait. Is this the same transcripts that fucking Kaylee Cyber and the Goon Squad were saying that I should already have? Oh, that's crazy. Fucking idiots. Assuming we have received it before tomorrow's deadline to file this pleading package, we will lodge a copy with the court highlighted as to the part of the trial orders where the court denied the same request John is making again now. That I now be allowed to post W online. Trial was less than 2 months ago. It is impossible to believe that John and his attorney forgot the court just denied his request at the time of trial, especially when this part of the court orders was very lengthy compared to most of the other topics the court covered in the final ruling. Section 15. Lack of jurisdiction. Santos. Ms. Butnick's ex parte notice email this morning contained numerous requests as to Santos that she knows this court cannot entertain. The concept of jurisdiction is a novice one. Bitch. Brianna, you could have at least wrote this a little bit more in your wheelhouse. This court has no jurisdiction over Santos as he is not a party to this case, so the court cannot make orders as to him. That's a fucking lie. His name is quite literally in the orders from the fucking trial in August. His actual fucking name, dum-dum. Which is why, up above, you're making arguments about how the court order wasn't violated because Santos wasn't there when W was there. So what the fuck do you mean? The concept of jurisdiction is a novice one. The court has no jurisdiction over Santos as he is not a party to this case, so the court cannot make orders as to him. Nevertheless, John is requesting the court make orders as to Santos' social media pages. That might be a stretch. Most importantly, W is not on Santos' solo accounts, just on my accounts and my family accounts with Santos. What family accounts? First and foremost, you and Santos aren't married. Second of all, W is not part of Santos's family. So explain to me what family account you could possibly have with a man that you're not married to, nor that you did not have a child with. That's crazy. It is an attorney's job to advise a client as to how his facts fit with the law and advocate. Baby, I know you're not trying to tell anyone what an attorney's job is to do with their client. Because you and fucking TMZ Timu over there are skating by. Interest accordingly. CCP 128.7B 1 through 3 prohibits counsel from filing and advocating for a position. 1. That is being brought for improper purpose like harassment or increasing the cost of litigation. 2. That is not supported by law. And 3. That contains allegations and contentions that have no evidentiary support. Okay, a little Elle Woods moment. We love a little evidentiary support. The court has no jurisdiction to make orders as to Santos because he is not a party to this case. Ms. Butnick has not attempted to join Santos as a party to this case, nor has that thought ever even come up in conversation between counsel. Seeing this request on the list seems to imply Ms. Butnick has little client control over John and does as he demands. Yet CCP 128.7B 1 through 3 does not allow her the ability to do this. This is not the first time. You can open up the comments. This is not the first time since we left trial that counsel's lack of client control has shown itself. It is getting really exhausting trying to defend myself as to John's micromanagement of my life, but to this attorney's autonomous attempts to do the same as explained below. You can open up the comments. I'm going to do a little bump real quick. Everybody else should do one as well. Finally someone who can actually reading. Thanks, girl. What's a bump? You ever done cocaine before? It's that. What do you mean? Oh, if you're new here, they call me the Snow Queen, honey. That's why there's snowflakes everywhere. If you're a real one, drop them in the chat. You'll find out soon enough. You'll find out. I'm screaming at the fist bump. So, let me just turn this around. Sorry, I'm gonna go up and then... So in section 15, this lack of jurisdiction, talking about Santos. Sandy. Miss Butnick's ex parte notice email this morning contained numerous requests as to Santos that she knows this court cannot entertain. The concept of jurisdiction is a novice one. Bree, what does novice mean? I'll wait. I have a lot of time, actually. Carry the 3, subtract the 4, divide by 6, multiply by 8. Yep, that's all fucking day, baby. Yep, that's what I thought. All fucking day. This court has no jurisdiction over Santos as he is not a party to this case, so the court cannot make orders as to him. So... I know where we're going with that, because your fucking subpar attorney kind of guided you there. but your subpar attorney got her law degree at like the, I think, 103rd or 104th ranked law school in the nation, which, by the way, not even in the top 50% of law schools. But I digress. So the court maybe can't give direct sanctions onto him. However, the court can give direct sanctions as to how your visits go pertaining to your son. So therefore, in the last orders, that is why your boyfriend's name, little Sandy, his exact name was used in the documents, because the court can make sanctions on what is allowed and what isn't allowed at these visits. It might be a stretch for the court to make orders on what he can and can't post on social media, even though if you're following the orders from the original custody hearing, or from this last one in August, there wouldn't be nothing for him to post because he wouldn't be around the baby, right? But it's also very fucking weird, just aside from this court shit, Brianna, that he's even posting a child that's not his. He's not a stepfather. Y'all aren't married. You're not pregnant. Y'all aren't a family. All y'all do that we can all agree on is beat the shit out of each other and make up fucking lies. Be fucking for real. Family. Bitch, shut the hell up. You're not even family with your own family. Where's your mother? Stupid. Pendeja. Sorry. I don't even know what that means. I just said it. How are you a stepdad when you're not even a real dad? You don't even fucking parent your own child. Like, what? Not working the streets. I don't know about that, so I'm not going to comment on that. Everybody tap that screen. They're reporting. Oh, they get mad when I start reading these court docs. It's so weird. His obsession with a child that does not belong to him in order to try and retaliate at a man that he could never even measure up. Oops. Hold on. Sorry, I'm going too fast. I got the shakes. That iced coffee is giving me the shakes. Let me explain something to you, Sandy. Never in your wildest fucking dreams, whether you're awake or not, will you ever be half the man that John is. Ever. No matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you hope and wish, no matter who you pray to, no matter what manifestations you do, you will never, in your wildest imagination and dreams, ever be half the man that John is. Or father. Period. So stay mad about it, Pookie. What you need to be trying to fix is those fucking big-ass fucking chiclets you got hanging from your gums. That's what you need to go fix. Section 16. Comments can go off. Love y'all down. We'll be done soon. For my first post DVRO trial visit with W on OFW, right after the DVRO trial finished, we agreed for my visit to be 9/24 through 9/30/25 in Dallas. On 9/14/25 on OFW, I sent John my Airbnb reservation, showing the address as my check-in information as 9/23/25 at 4 p.m. The next day, he demanded the booking confirmation email that had my name on it. I responded that day and advised my assistant booked it for me, as she does for all of my travel. Girl, assistant for what? You sell kitty for a living. Stop. I'm not shaming you, but babe, be so fucking for real. What is she assisting you do? What, does she trim your bush and lube it? Like, what are we talking about? Is she holding up fucking... Is she doing the lighting when you're doing your little scenes? As Santos rails you as dressed as Spider-Man? What are we talking about here? I reminded him, and that I would not send him her personal information. I reminded him the orders only require me to share the address where I will be staying. I attached the text between the host and my assistant that contained more information about my stay and said I was checking in a day before I get W so I could get the place ready for him. He responded by saying his lawyer emailed mine. I replied last and confirmed the conversation between the lawyers mirrored the OFW conversation and that it was our position that John was trying to micromanage my visits. The OFW messages are attached as Exhibit F. Section 17. On 9/16/25, Ms. Butnick emailed Mrs. Fonseca and confirmed John had my Airbnb address for the upcoming visit. She demanded proof of her round-trip flight information in and out of Dallas to confirm no travel reservations have been made for W, and we know what flight she will be departing on if she fails to return him, and the contact information and address where W can be reached throughout the visit. I assume she isn't planning to spend 24 hours per day every day at the Airbnb. If she hasn't finalized day-to-day details, can she just let John know the address or addresses where W will be each day as she makes activities planned? Mrs. Fonseca replied that John does not get to micromanage my visits like this and reminded counsel W is not a protected party on the DVRO and there is no supervised visitation orders in place. Therefore, I am not required to report my travel information to John nor an itinerary as to where I will be with W and when. Further, W is 17 months old and does not have a cell phone. There are no orders for calls with W, and John already knows there is OFW for non-emergency contact with me or texting or calling for a true 911. If this ex parte RFO cites to item number 6 of the DV-145 I lost my spot. Conform DVRO is attached to this pleading behind the FL320 in the same PDF. As support for John's controlling request, as my attorney told counsel in her 9/17/25 email, that clause clearly says, before traveling with the children, and I was not traveling anywhere with W during my visit last month. Ms. Butnick deflected by not responding to this point at all and instead said, the DV-130 includes kidnapping prevention orders on the last page. Brianna needs to provide the address and contact phone number for where the minor child can be located during her visits, as well as round-trip flight information. My attorney replied, what are you talking about? Not what are you talking about? I lost my spot. What are you talking about? The last page of the DV-130 ? I'm looking at page 10 of 10 of that form, and there are no orders about kidnapping nor orders for Brianna to provide contact information for a 17-month-old W's location and round-trip flight information. Again, I think what you're referring to is number 6 of the DV-145, which pertains to traveling with W, which Brianna is allowed to do per the orders within Texas. Fuck, I need to go back and read exactly so I don't misspeak, because y'all know me, I don't want to misspeak on something. However, Brianna isn't traveling with W anywhere on this trip. She's staying at the Airbnb she gave John the address to. But she didn't stay at the Airbnb she gave John the address to. Am I right? This is for the previous visitation where she took him to the Texas State Fair, correct? Right? We're talking about 9/17/20. We're talking about that visit. She didn't just stay at home. She took him to the Texas State Fair. That she announced the week prior on social media to let thousands of people know where she would be taking him. But she's very concerned about his safety because the last time somebody found her in public, took a photo, and posted it on social media. Okay. However, Brianna isn't traveling with W anywhere on this trip. She's staying at the Airbnb she gave John the address to. Miss Butnick also sent a separate email on 9/17/25 to say, before you accuse John of being difficult, this is coming from me. I am personally concerned about your client's ability to follow orders and am asking for the appropriate assurances as I have a professional obligation to my client. That part. I do not want to be responsible if something happens to W during your client's week because I failed to ask for necessary information. This alerted us to deeper issues between counsel and her client. Beyond a lack of client control and possibly... She just fucking told... God, never mind. She just told you that this is not per her client's request. The fuck does this have to do with client control? And possibly into the realm of John threatening his own attorney if she does not do X for him. What? I'm sorry, but let me explain something to everyone. If this is me as a judge and I'm reading this, it needs to be made abundantly clear, not only to Brianna, but to Lindsay Fonseca Esquire. This language needs to stop. It's extremely fucking harmful, especially, and I know why she's doing it. She knows that the public is going to read it. And her fucking followers that are all fighting their last fucking brain cell to fucking comprehend and interpret what any of this actually means, they're going to run with it. The fuck are you talking about? Threatening his own attorney if she does not do what he's telling her to do. Where the fuck did you pull that from? Probably that gaping ass after Santos fucked you in Spider-Man costume. Anyway, sorry, that was inappropriate. Let's move on. As Mrs. Fonseca responded that day to counsel, if Miss Butnick is being asked by John to create orders that do not exist and try to enforce them so she can avoid responsibility and blame from her client, then there clearly seems to be an attorney-client relationship issue that needs to be addressed, which is none of your goddamn business. If there was, let's just say that there is an issue between John and his attorney, that has absolutely nothing to do with you, your attorney, or anyone that you fucking run around with. Not root beer, not fucking drug dealing MJ, not any of the fucking 8 kids that they don't take care of. Nobody. Not your fucking weird ass assistant, not the confetti you popped outside the courtroom. It has nothing to do with any of y'all. So why are you so concerned? Let's see. Sorry, I'm hitting my vape. It is not appropriate for Ms. Butnick to attempt to create orders via email that do not exist. Per usual, Ms. Butnick refused to meet and confer further and threatened litigation instead. Attached as Exhibit G is the 9/16 through 9/17/25 email thread between counsel. Section 18. In clear retaliation, less than an hour after the email Baby, are you awake? Huh? Are you going back to sleep? Huh? I can't hear you. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm just going to see if you can get me water. My mouth's really dry. It's okay. Email thread between counsel. In clear retaliation, less than an hour after the email conversation ended, Ms. Butnick's office served RPDs and family law forum ROGs service, email, and demands attached as Exhibit H. The court will see the RPDs are very intrusive, seeking the same personal information counsel and John had demanded that morning, but dating back to 4/26/24, such as my travel documents, flights, lodging activities, who has been or will be at my visits. John already knows it was only my mom during my May visit. No, he doesn't know that. That has been there with me because he had to approve it. And so he might have approved for only your mom to be there. That doesn't mean that you only had your mom there. What are we not understanding, Brianna? You have a history of not following court orders. That is why John is behaving or is acting the way that he is. That is why he is trying to stay on top of everything. Because you have a history of not doing what the court tells you to do. And then feigning fucking ignorance whenever you're called on it. Everybody tap the screen, drop your daily heart me if you haven't already. Thank you guys for being here. The comments will come on in just a second. Let me get through section 19. Where are we? Maybe said that has been there with me because he had to approve it, and documents on my apartment in LA. John is seeking all of this purely out of curiosity and his deep desire to continue controlling me and following my every move. Girl, you want to talk about who's stalking who? Pookie, get it together. For someone who took the stand under penalty or I know you're about to not sit here and fuck around in my face. Not on the internet I pay for. Under penalty or perjury at our DVRO trial and claim to be so afraid of me. While you have quite literally, Brianna, lied in this exact fucking response. You have lied. Sorry. Let me focus. For someone who took the stand under penalty or perjury at our DVRO trial and claimed to be so afraid of me that he manifested physical symptoms from this fear, it is hard to understand why John is so interested in learning every detail of my personal life. John not getting his way is not a basis on which to serve senseless discovery like this. The conversation with counsel last month, coupled with our receipt of this discovery, is just another illustration of John burying me in litigation because he feels like he can. A lack of client control between John and his attorney, and John trying to micromanage my life and my time with W despite having no legal authority to do so. Section 19, and then we'll open up the comments. Right of first refusal. I am open to this type of order, but only if it goes both ways. Numerous times, John has left W behind in Texas with his mom to fly to LA to party, release his diss track about me, and or conduct other business. I am here in LA and would have happily watched W while John was here, but was never given the opportunity. No shit, Sherlock, because you surround W with fucking predators who want to harm children and women. Bump break for everybody. Turn the comments on. Why did we block Chandler? What'd they do? Yes, I said bump break. I'm the Snow Queen, honey. No, these are not. This is from right now. This is from an ex parte filed on 10/21, I believe. The diss track was released when she was in the... At least you're honest. Love that. Honest about what? Oh, the Snow Queen? Correct, G. You are correct. She did leave her child there with a babysitter because she's just so concerned. Right, Katie? I've said that multiple times. And not only did she take W to the fair... I live in Houston, babe. Not only did she take W to the Texas State Fair, she told everyone that she was taking him the week before to let everybody know. Thousands of people on a live stream. I have the clip. So not only did she lie in this response. Shelby, are you sharing on any site? If so, can I subscribe or pay to read too? I retain when I read. Tanya, message me. Send me a... Oh, fuck, you can't. Do you have Instagram? I would have happily watched W, but girl, she doesn't happily watch W when she has the opportunity to do so. What does she mean she'd happily watch him? Let's also backtrack for a second about these visits. The two, was it 2 or 3? 2? For sure, I know for 2. Over the course of like between May and August or May and July, she was late to 2 of them. She missed the first one by a day. She was late to the second one by 2 days. Because she didn't want to leave her vacations that she was on. I'm sorry? I don't... Also, let me just go ahead and put this out here. Right. Let me just go ahead and put this out here, too, with this Section 19, the right of first refusal. I am open to this type of order, but only if it goes both ways. Numerous times, John has left W behind in Texas with his mom to fly to LA to party, release his diss track about me, and or conduct other business. Brianna, I understand that you don't know because you've never been a full-time parent. Even when you were claiming that you were... In the beginning with W, you weren't. You were giving him to other people to take care of all the time, which is totally fine when you're a full-time parent. And that is what John is, right? So therefore, there are going to be days where he has to go take care of business. And yes, you can say all day long that releasing a diss track about you is not business. But mama, let's talk about the views and let's talk about the income that it generated. Argue with yourself, Pookie. Argue with yourself. Not only that, the court orders are not for the parent that holds primary custody. He is the only one. The only one. I don't care what anybody else tells you, what any other fucking T-page tells you. John is the only one with custody over W. Period, point blank. You are being given an opportunity with these visitations to show that you may be working towards getting some custody. May. Period. You don't have any custody over him, so he does not have to fucking tell you a goddamn thing. You, however, should be telling him, or you should want to tell him, to maybe get a little bit of show some goodwill with John and the attorneys, showing that you're willing to play the game the way that it needs to be played, so that you can then work towards getting custody of your child. But you don't want custody of your child. Isn't that right, Brianna? You don't even want visitation, which is why you're doing this fine little tightrope walk with Santos and dropping little clues in there that Santos may or may not be there, or I may or may not be going on a date night. Would I get canceled if I left him with my mom and we went on a date night? What? The fuck are you talking about? Hi, Stacey D. How are you, beautiful? Like, be so for real. Be so for real. And do everyone a favor, but do your son the biggest favor. Go to your attorneys, have a sit down with John and his attorneys and say, listen, I am not fit, nor do I want to be a parent right now. I would respect you a whole lot more. Go get help. Or if you're not going to go get help, just leave W out of it. It's too much chaos. Forget about your hatred/obsession with John. We all know that if John called you right now and said, hey, I want to make this work and I want to be a family and I want to be back in a relationship with you, you would fucking leave Santos sitting there in his Spider-Man costume, twiddling his fucking thumbs, playing with his butt cheeks. You'd pack your shit up and you'd go be with him because you are still madly in love with that man. There is no other reason that you do and say the things you do if you weren't. Over it. Over it. That was a good one, right? Spirit lead me. Move. Comments can go off. How much longer is this? It's long, huh? Oh, shit. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Bitch, sometimes those bumps will get you, honey. They'll get you together. All right. Section 20. Where's my babe? My 11/24 through 11/30/25 visit with W. In previously attached exhibits F, OFW, and G, council email thread. The court will see parties and counsel discussing me taking W to Corpus Christi during my November visit 11/24 through 11/30/25. John and I agreed to these dates on 9/2/25, but there has been no agreement as to me taking W with me to visit my family for Thanksgiving. The DVRO allows travel within Texas. John and his attorney... does it? I need to read that. Hold on. Can somebody in my Discord pull those documents up real quick if you have them? Fuck. If not, I have them. Fuck. I'm screaming. Sorry. Kicking It with Katie is a full and just sent me my certified in cosmetology license. 10/18/25, baby. From Brad Mondo. School of Brad Mondo Hair Care. Or whatever. She can travel with W in surrounding counties. I could have swore it said Dallas County as well. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back to confirm that. Don't hold me on that. So chat, or I hate calling y'all chat. Guys, do not hold me. Don't say that I'm saying this for sure. But I feel like it was Dallas County. It may say surrounding counties, but I'm not sure. I know for a fact I don't believe it said they can just travel anywhere within Texas. Mind you, Texas is the third largest state in the country. So no, they didn't tell you that you can go all the way to fucking El Paso. But anyway, I'll confirm and get back to y'all. I have the documents. I don't know if L is in here, but okay. I can look them up. Hold on. The DVR allows travel within Texas. John and his attorneys argued Corpus Christi is not a surrounding county to Dallas. It's not. It's nowhere even fucking close. However, our orders do not define this phrase, and they allow for me to travel in Texas with W. I need that pulled up immediately. Where can I... Hold on. I can pull it up. Spirit lead me. Oh God, this is gonna take a minute. Shit. I'll have to do it in a second. Because it'll sidetrack me from doing this. I'll look it up in just a second. I have the documents. I just need to go through them. Okay. Thanksgiving, and when they text John to see W in Dallas and or get updates on him, John ignored them. I shared some of these conversations months ago attached to one of my Oh wait, hold on, I missed something. I told John that Corpus Christi is only a 1 hour flight from Dallas. Okay, a 1 hour flight from Dallas does not make it a close county. Mind you, I live in the state of Texas, right? So Dallas is kind of in the middle-ish of Texas, right? I'm not saying exactly. Corpus Christi is down by the fucking border, you moron. Hold on. Hey, Siri. How far is Dallas to Corpus Christi, Texas? $410 miles away. It's 5 hours and 56 minutes away. And you're trying to convince somebody that it's down the street. Shut the fuck up, moron. Let's see. I told John that Corpus Christi is only 1 hour flight from Dallas, and I really wanted my family to be able to see. Why can't your family come there? If it's that important to you for your family to see W for Thanksgiving, then they need to pack up their shit and come where the court has ordered you to be during your visitations. Stop. You're trying to push the boundaries of the custody agreement that was put in place. Stop. And that you're doing that so that you can then paint him out to be the bad guy in the court of public opinion, which is what you've always done at every fucking turn. And when I texted, I pointed out that they have not seen him since last Thanksgiving, and when they text John to CW in Dallas and or get updates on him, John ignored them. I shared some of these conversations months ago, attached to one of my pleadings. These all predate the DVRO trial. John read my message but stopped responding. Ms. Butnick also refused to continue the conversation via email. Thus, I'm seeking order on this so W can be with my family for the holiday. Well, tell your family to fucking get their coins together and bring their ass to Dallas. I don't know what to tell you. Section 21, parenting class order. In the last 2 to 3 minutes of our final day at the DVRO trial, the court ordered me to take a 12-session parenting class. My attorney explained to the court that I already had done this voluntarily and that I had filed and served my certificate of completion. She explained it was through a provider on LACS's LACS's list of providers, and I met one-on-one with the owner of the facility, Scott Barella. Miss blah, 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 letters, Miss and blah, blah, blah for my sessions. The court opined that a prior class taken voluntarily could satisfy this order. Attached as Exhibit 1 is my certificate of completion and the 7/3/25 declaration it was filed with, as well as the POS for service that same date. The course I completed through Cornerstone Counseling Center was called the Co-Parenting High Conflict Program. I met with the owner for 12 sessions, and he gave me a participation score of excellent. I finished the program on 6/20/25. I know the court will look for this order being satisfied before my visits with W are hopefully changed from Texas to California at our hearing in January. Thus, to be proactive, we emailed Ms. Butnick on 9/2/25 to ensure she and John were not going to argue my completion of this class somehow did not satisfy the court's orders. If they do that, they will strategically wait until we are in court in January so that I have no time to complete an alternative class, and thus the change to the visitation orders will be delayed. Here's one. Okay, let me finish this and then I'll comment on that. When I'm done reading this part, Hayden, you can open up comments. If they do that, they will strategically wait, blah, 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 blah. Until the court orders, I have no time to complete an alternative class, and thus the change to the visitation orders will be delayed. Ms. Butnick responded, I'll look into it. Thanks. And we never heard anything further. Email thread attached as Exhibit J. I am requesting the court make an order now as to my satisfaction of the 8/27/25 order to take a parenting class based on my completion of the one-on-one 12-session class I took with an approved provider with LACS and finished on 6/20/25. Now that John has opened the door to me making requests on custody and visitation by filing this RFO, I am making these requests. My visit next month and my parenting class to the court. I declare under penalty or perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. Dated October 20th, 2025. Signed, Brianna Olsen, respondent. Comments can go on. Bump. Actually insane and makes me dislike her even more. I'm late, friends. What are we talking about? You mute us? Yes, I mute you. Well, I mute myself, not you, because you're not talking. Or are you? Or are you? Welcome in, everybody. Drop your daily heart meme. I know where Corpus is. Yeah, Corpus is close to the border. I live in Texas. I've been there multiple times. It's been years, but I've been there. Let's back up to this little section right here near the end. Thus, to be proactive. Thank you. To be proactive, we emailed Ms. Butnick. Oh, Tanya, thank you so much, sweetheart. On 9/2/25 to ensure she and John were not going to argue my completion of this class somehow did not satisfy the court's orders. If they do that, they will strategically wait until we are in court in January so that I have no time to complete an alternative class. Here's some fucking food for thought, Brianna. If you're unsure that the parenting courses that you took prior to it being court ordered are not satisfactory, they will not satisfy the orders of the court. Perhaps it is your attorney's obligation to reach out to the court and see if they do. Or, here's another one. Since we all know that you struggle with being a good parent, wouldn't this be even a bigger opportunity for you to then prove to the court that you are willing to go above and beyond and just do another fucking parenting course? Take another 12 fucking whatever it is, 12 sessions, and submit it to the court. If John and his attorney happen to wait until January to bring this to the court's attention, you have nobody else to blame but yourself. It's time to buckle up, Buttercup, and be a fucking adult and parent. This is nobody else's fault. You found yourself in this situation because of your own fucking behavior. Let's stop pretending that John has this all fucking powerful like sort of like hold over the courts and his attorney, and he is just master manipulating this entire fucking thing. He could master manipulate this fucking whole, but that's about it. My bad, John. I know I go a little too far. My bad. It's all love, brother. It's all love. Sorry. I'm just very confused. How everything, things that haven't even happened yet, right? It's October. You've got November, December to January. You're already planning to blame John and his attorney. For what? For having a strategy and for being a good attorney? For doing what she's supposed to do by representing her client and them coming up with a strategy that best fits the outcome that they are trying to obtain? I'm sorry that you and fucking TMZ fucking Timu over there don't understand how this fucking works, but that's nobody's fault but your own. Honestly, you could have been taking parenting classes this entire time. Lord knows that you fucking need it. Shit. Pulled my hand a little bit too fast, didn't I? I'll probably get a warning, so I'll have to reset, or a restriction, so just everybody get ready. Also, for those who are new here, if this live gets taken down, in my bio, there is a backup account linked. Just click it. I have four accounts total. Shelby says so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the only accounts I have. There are fake accounts out there, but I'm just saying if this live gets taken down, I will move over there immediately. If that live gets taken down, I'll have to move to favorited. Or maybe I'll go to one of my other pages. Who knows? But I also want to go to this last little section that is included in almost every document, right? Who said that? Brianna Olsen said she's a nanny for a doctor. Maybe in one of the fucking skits that she does on FO. And what? Let me guess. The doctor comes home and she's alone. And he's wearing his white coat still and pulls it. Like, what are you talking about, Brie? A fucking... Shut the fuck up. No, when she was in high school, she was faking pregnancies and having fake abortions. The proof is all over her old Facebook account. I have those receipts as well. Hey, Nancy. If you're new here, please, if you can, spend 1 penny. That's all I ask. I don't ask you for any other gifts, but your daily heart me's are so important. Can we see what? I'd have to go through my receipts right now to look them up. But yeah, I mean, they're out there. Like, they're on whatchamacallit. I'm doing amazing, Nancy. Also, we have a new gift gallery. Anybody willing and able who wants to do that, please do. And we have a live goal. Again, gifts are not required. They are appreciated. Please don't ever think you have to gift to be here. Thank you for all of that. I want to go to this last part, though, and it's put in every single document because it has to be. Thanks, Lisa. I declare under penalty or perjury under the laws of the state of California that the foregoing is true and correct to the best of my knowledge. So I want to say a couple of different things, right, about what I've seen thus far with the courts in California with pertaining to this specifically. They have failed on several different levels. They have failed John. Most importantly, they have failed W. I feel like at times they have failed John's mother and family. But the most important person who has been failed is W. They proved that again back in August when they granted her unsupervised visits. if things were to go the way that I personally think that they should go, thank you so much, based on fact, right? I'm not looking at this from a biased standpoint. Yes, I'm always going to be Team 2K, Team W, like always. Mama 2K, I'm always, that's just a given. But I'm always going to be Team Child first. If they look at the facts of this, she perjured herself in this document by lying about never giving that child's whereabouts before visitation or during visitation. She not only did that to feed into this narrative that John is somehow stalking her and leaking private information to put his child in harm's way, she also did that to make herself look better in front of the court. But lying to the court after just last visit, you yourself gave out where you were going to be taking your child, and then you followed through. A week before your visitation, you told everyone on the internet, I'm taking W. I'm going to take W to the Texas State Fair. And then lo and behold, on your visit, where did you take him? To the Texas State Fair. To a public place where the address stays the same. Has always stayed the same. She does it all the time, Stacy. All the time. I want to be abundantly clear. John himself does not have to sit outside an Airbnb, or nobody else has to sit outside an Airbnb. But somebody could. There could be somebody that is monitoring movement that's being paid to do so. There could be a PI that somebody hired. There could be a PI that John hired. There could be a PI that I hired. There could be a PI that my dog Benito hired. He's smart and he's got coins. Don't play with him. You have yet to shown any sort of proof that any of this is happening. And I urge you, Brianna, to watch your fucking step when you lie in a court of law. I understand that you have gotten away with it thus far, but there will come a day when one of these judges is going to be fed up with the number of lies that you tell in that courtroom. So I understand that fucking Timu Tammy over there isn't giving you the greatest advice in the world. And I also understand that you're reading comments from your down bad, fucking uneducated, wannabe, fucking asshole liquor fans. You're taking advice from them. Just be careful. Is all I'm saying. Because one day, did you see how everyone forgot she was pregnant? What do you mean? You don't have to spam comments, Tutu. Oh, now we're gonna go through the exhibits. Oh God, this is gonna piss me off because I can already see in the first thing about her requesting this fucking 10K. Because she's not pregnant. That oil treatment, mama. Get it in there. Get it into that scalp, baby doll. Right, there isn't one to talk about. Y'all ready to continue? Alright, let's do this. Not only if I only got, let me just say this. If I had a child and I look at them first, please. What do you mean, look at them first? Night. Oh, like is there photos or something in there? Or what? God damn, this is fucking long as fuck, bro. Oh, should I have read John's portion first? No, I don't. I won't show him. So can you, who sent me this? Who sent me this? Gretch? Gretch, do you know what page it is on? I'm scrolling. Hold on. Holy fuck. I don't know if I'm going to make it through all this tonight. What time is it? 10:07. I need water. Yeah, this is a lot. Holy fucking shit. 122 documents. All right. What are we at? Oh yeah, we gotta get better on this, on the diamond goal for this live before I commit to that. I know I need to go get a water real quick. Oh wait, where did I leave off at? Let me get back to where I was. My ass is sweating too. Right here, I think. Yeah, right here. I didn't get to any parts where he was there, so. Smoke break is crazy. I only do bump breaks around here, sister. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna do a water break / bump break. Hold down the fort, mods. My handsome man. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that water is good, baby. When does W go home? I don't know. When is it in? What are we at? The 23rd, I think? Of course you did, Betty. I expect nothing less. If I can get everybody in here to hit the share, hit share and repost one time. Just one time. Also, if you're new here, if you can drop your daily heart me, it's 1 penny. If you don't know how to do so, I'm going to walk you through it right now before we keep reading. This heart up here, you click it and do all the daily things. One of those things is sending a daily heart me. You then have to go back into this and hit claim on everything that you've done. That way it counts towards the streamer. Okay? Oh shit, I gotta go get their pictures printed for these tombstones, y'all. Thank you guys. Thank you. Spirit lead me. What time are we at? What are we at? Have we hit an hour and a half yet? Oh, we have. Hey, I'm gonna reset actually, because I download my lives and I upload them. Yeah, there's pictures going on the tombstones. Coochie Chronicles. I can't send I don't know if you can. I don't know either. I don't watch on PC. I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna reset and come right back up because I download my lives and I don't want it to take too long. And then that way we can switch out. Joanna, are you gonna be here for the whole next live? Or let's do a poll. Let's do a poll real quick. Hold on, how do I do a poll? Okay, so poll custom standard. Got it. Standard. We'll let it go for 2 minutes. Manage. How do I edit. Stop here. Continue tomorrow morning. Tomorrow. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to explain the poll before I do it. So, the poll is going to be whether we should stop here and just discuss, kind of go over what we've already went over, and then start again tomorrow. Or maybe I'll just do them both days. I don't know, but let's just... Okay, so how do I do it? Start. Okay, everybody click this keyboard, the little clipboard, and vote. Because I know that Hayden's about to go to sleep. I just know I'm on Do Not Disturb, but I already know that I probably already got a text from her. Can you do the comments on and off for me? Hey, say howdy, stay rowdy, ladies and gentlemen. I knew it, Hayden. Just continue reading what I'm reading, KG. Good night, Alicia. Alicia. I don't know why I said Alicia. Oh, little Jazzy's here. I'm not going to get off. Like, I'm going to reset, is what I'm saying. I'm going to reset the live because I download all my lives and upload them to YouTube for anybody who misses them. But I don't want them to be too long because then it takes forever to download and forever to upload. XO Katie. I would probably do it in the morning. And I'll probably start over. Here's what I'm saying. Thank you for the pumpkins. Do you see what I mean? Because I feel like it's 10:16 my time central. I just want to like space it out. I don't know that I would get through because we're only on document. Hold on. We're only on page 31 of 122. Okay, stop here and continue tomorrow. Oh, it's so close. 48.15% said yes. Only 27 people voted. And 51.84 said no. Well, Okay. Hey, that's a good idea, what Katie said. Okay, I'm going to reset, though, so that I can download this live and get it uploaded to YouTube. So I'm resetting right now and coming right back up. Got it? Everybody understand that? I'm resetting, which means I'm ending this live and then starting a new one. Same page. All right. Good advice, Caddy. Love that.